The first presentation is ooTunes. Did I say that right? ooTunes. Doesn't really matter. So I met, Matt introduced me to Steve. He is a coder. And basically, if I described his company, they stream internet radio to mobile devices, 23,000 different stations. I ask everybody that presents, the 3 lessons that they would give other entrepreneurs. And his were listen to your customers, talk to your customers, and don't watch TV. And that last one is spot on because you waste so much time with that damn TV. You don't have that time to waste if you're an entrepreneur. So give up TV. So come and tell us about ooTunes.
Thank you. I'm not used to this. So yeah, I'll give you a brief who I am. My ex, I am a coder. I was a PhD student in computational biology up until about 8 months ago. I actually quit because my why is that I want to have no boss. I want to spend a lot of time with my family, and I want to be outdoors a lot. And being a professor actually would have provided that, and that's what my goal was. But then I started this business, and it took off a lot more than I thought it would, and so that sort of became my new F of X. So originally I started this as a way to access my music. I love music anywhere that I am, so I started a company under that idea. I had a lot of feedback saying, no, we actually want radio. So I changed, and I'm going to focus now, at least in this 7 minutes or 6 minutes now, on what I ended up doing. It's sort of a sad realization that people wanted radio and not good music, but that's the way it is. I kind of regret maybe having done this because two of my would-be competitors in the original idea that I had were recently bought out by both Apple and Google. So Lala, if anyone has heard of them, was bought by Apple, and Simplify Media was bought by Google, and they were my competitors. I actually still do this original business, but it's sort of in hibernation mode. So there's a lot of future with that, I believe, but I'm not going to do it right now. So say hello to ooTunes. It's actually, I don't do any of the streaming. The app is it's an iPhone app. It plays internet radio. So there's something like 23,000 stations now available in it. It's $5, which is very expensive for an iPhone app, surprisingly. There's just tons of content, and a lot of people have used it. So I'm now going to talk why someone should avoid this. The title of my talk is sort of either cryptic for I don't want more competitors, or really it's not that good of an idea. So I'll get the direction thing down probably by the end. So Apple is the number one reason that I put for why you should not be in this business. There's really no one that has more control over and excuse me if I use the first person singular in reference to my business and the app and myself, because it's sort of inseparable at this point. But there's really no one that has more influence in my life than Apple. I cannot tell you how many times I've had updates rejected for all sorts of reasons. I've had an update with Apple for about 2 months now. I just talked to someone at Apple, which is novel, actually having a human that I can talk to, and it looks like it's going to be through in the next couple days, so hooray. Yeah, so their communication is very abysmal with developers. They're a great company for consumers. Their customer service is phenomenal. Things that matter with a radio streaming app, no multitasking. That was a huge, every day I get 10 emails saying, why can't I multitask while I listen to the radio? And Apple gave us push notifications, which really solved all those problems. So that being said, I love Apple. They have given me freedom. They've given me my why. Honestly, the fact that they didn't put Flash on there was a huge boon to me because a lot of internet radio uses Flash, and I actually implement a portion of Flash, the RTMP protocol, which lets you stream some Flash radio streams. So not giving an AM/FM tuner, I didn't really care, except for that it helps my business. Yeah, so, and really for $100 to enter a business that can give you your why, it's something to look into. So another reason, because of this low barrier to entry, and because it's a very hot device or set of devices now, there are lots of competitors. I have anywhere from 7 to 10 competitors, like right on my tail all the time, and literally an hour can make a difference. Like if one day, actually, Apple accidentally randomized the rankings of the apps, and that had a huge, it lasted for like 3 days, and it had a huge, some glow stick app went up to #1, and they probably made like hundreds of thousands of dollars because of this mistake. It's ridiculous, but it's also awesome for them. The other difficulty that in an iPhone app business is $5 is an expensive app by many people's standards, and so I get 70% of that. That's about $350. Try marketing something where you get $350 per sale when you've got 20,000 apps that are trying to do the same thing as far as marketing. It's tricky. External dependencies, if I had to do it all over, there's really four groups that have any influence on the quality of my app. Apple, myself, AT&T, which is, everyone's heard all sorts of bad things about their network or experienced them. A radio streaming app has a major dependency on that, so that can be frustrating to me. And then all these radio streams are third parties that have that, so if their stream goes down, I get an email, which is really awesome. And that leads us to this slide. So can anyone guess what the blank is? An email, yes. So that's a rough estimate of how much I've made in the last year or so, a little bit over a year. That number is from Google Mail, which I use for Google Apps, which I use for my email. So that's 44,000 emails that I have sent in the last like 18 months or something like that. So it comes out to about $11 per email, which is pretty good. I would send an $11 email all day, I guess. That's kind of what I do. But that's at $5 an app. For $1, a $1 app, it's just unsustainable. There's legal fun. I've had 4 major radio conglomerates send me threats. As soon as they launch an app, they think, oh, everyone has to buy our app or get our free app to get our content. But fortunately, a quick reminder of how the internet works has usually solved those problems. Anyway, that's here's probably the worst part is I wanted to be my own boss, and it's terrible. I'm just not. I don't manage my time well. I honestly need a real boss. So that's my presentation. That's my business. And you can look me up or call me if you have any ideas, or ask me now. So, and thanks.